What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. Today we have this, I believe it is a 2020 Hyundai Elantra in, and we are going to be servicing the CVT, or as Hyundai would call it, an IVT transmission. In order to service these, you're going to need 4 quarts of this SP-CVT1 from Hyundai. So let's go ahead, let's pull the air box out, let's pull the snorkel out, and let's take off our filler cap. That way we can go ahead and drain it. Always take the fill off before you drain, because if you drain it out and then realize you can't take your fill plug off, you're gonna have a problem. Taking the snorkel off is super easy. You got some push pins here, push them down. Try not to break them like I just did that one. And this will slide right out. All right, guys, so we went ahead and pulled the air box off. You'll see the lid there, the filter there, and the snorkel there. And then we got this guy out. There's 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts. And then our fill plug is going to be this guy right here. That should be a 24mm. So let's go ahead, crack that loose, get it out, and then we can lift the car up and start draining. All right, so we went ahead, got our fill plug off. We just went ahead, stuck it up here. Okay, there is an O-ring there. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on there. We don't need to worry about that. Now let's get it up in the air, pull the splash pan. All right, guys, so we went ahead and dropped our splash pan. Here it is. It's held in with a barrage of 10mm like these guys here, and then these clips here. You just use a little pocket screwdriver. I got my trusty Hyundai one here. So I'm working on a Hyundai. So now let's get ourselves acquainted here with this transmission. Here is going to be your drain plug right here, also a 24mm. And this here is going to be your fluid inspection plug. Once we get this transmission up to the correct temperature, we're going to open that plug and let the excess drain out. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go grab an empty oil jug and we're gonna drain this into it, just so I have an idea of how much came out, so I can start there with putting some back in.
You do? Yep. That's only got 2 volt main, isn't it? 4 volt. It does? That's not 4 volt.
It's not that bad. No, that's not bad at all.
It's not terrible.
It don't smell bad either.
No.
So you think the filter could be bad if it's chugging?
No, these filters really aren't serviceable in these. They don't really tell you to do anything with them.
How many miles you got on it?
75.
Yeah,
76.
76.
And did they tell you to get
Oh, that's not that bad.
No.
So what do you think it is then?
I think it's just the normal driving characteristics of these transmissions. I don't like the way they drive.
Really?
So, I mean, we do overload this car with a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that that's also helping with, like, pushing the...
All right, guys, so we got a smidge over 3 quarts here. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna dump 3.5 quarts of this SP-CVT1 into this trans. I just went ahead, I reinstalled our drain plug, snugged it down, and I gave it a little wipey woo. That way there's no more oil there. So let's go ahead and fill it up, start it up, and then we have to get the transmission to a certain temperature window. So we're gonna have to use a scan tool and get this transmission fluid to between 122 and 140 degrees. And once we're in that window, we can go ahead, open that inspection plug and let the excess fluid drain out.
You know?
See how it looks?
Yeah.
Nice and clear.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, we're gonna put, I'm not gonna bore you while we pour this all in, but we're gonna put 3.5 of these bad boys in. I just wanted to show you guys how clear this is compared to what we drained out of it. So just go ahead and pour the rest of this in and we'll be back with you. All right, guys, and we went ahead and just reinstalled our fill plug, so that's good. I'm just gonna go ahead, throw the air box back in, throw the snorkel back in, and then we're gonna connect our scan tool with the umbilical cord. I'll have the scan tool out here and we'll monitor the temperature and take it from there. All right, guys, so we have our oil temperature graphed here. Right now we're at 113 degrees, so we're 7 degrees shy of the 120 we need. I'm gonna get in the car, I'm gonna start it, and I am going to shift from park, reverse, neutral, drive, and we're gonna do that 2 or 3 times just to get the fluid here flowing through the valve body. So let's go ahead, fire it off. Okay, again, park, reverse, neutral, drive, neutral, reverse, park, and then we're going to do this again several times. Again, just getting the fluid in through the valve body. Okay, and then we are going to end in neutral. Let's go ahead and hop out. 118. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start going up, and we should be at 120 by the time the car is up in the air.
It's that one.
120, perfect. It's crunch time. All right, guys, we're at about 127 right now, so we're getting close to being out of the window. So let's open this up real quick and let the excess here drain out. And you want to let this drain until it slows to a trickle. While you're doing this, you just want to keep an eye on your window. So we're still at 129. We got plenty of room here. See how nice and clear the fluid looks now?
Oh yeah.
You want to get it until it's at a thin oil stream. So we can let it get a little bit thinner than that. We're at 132 right now, so we're getting close to being out of the window, but what do you think? That looked like a thin stream to you?
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
All right.
You pay for your brake clean,
with my
don't you?
empty can of brake clean. That's where this is going. All right, so now let's go ahead and shut the car off and get the splash panel back up and take her for a ride. All right, guys, now the last thing we are going to do as part of this service is resetting the transmission adaptive values. This is just going to go ahead and allow the transmission to relearn shift characteristics here with the new fluid in it. So the trans does have to be in park, just like you saw me do. So we're gonna go ahead and reset it. Are you sure? Okay. It has been complete. After turning the ignition off, wait 5 seconds and then turn it back on. So let's go ahead, turn the ignition off. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. All right. So let's go ahead, unplug our umbilical cord, kick the lift arms out, let's go take her for a ride. All right, guys, so here we are in the Elantra after servicing the transmission. Now, Mike here was having a shift quality issue. He didn't like the way the CVT was transitioning between, there's no gears, but he didn't like how it was sweeping through the ratios. And by changing this fluid and then resetting the adaptive values, it seems to have corrected that problem. So we're just gonna go ahead and put a mile or 2 on it and make sure everything's good, and then we're gonna call this fixed. So if this video helped you service the transmission in your Hyundai Elantra or any other Hyundai with an IVT transmission, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.